Legacy of Monsters does something that the Monsterverse has always struggled with, and that is the human plot. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys my review on the first 2 episodes of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. And first off, let me just say, what a great start to it. I was hooked on both episodes. I could not stop staring at it and seeing what I was seeing. I was like, this is good. This is awesome. Because let's face it, one of the things Monarch, the Monsterverse, has always struggled with, as I said, with the movies, was the human plot line. Sure, I'm not saying that the humans sucked or anything. I found some interest in them, but I just could never get hooked to them like you probably should in a monster movie. And that's always a struggle with monster movies. You're there to see the monsters, and the humans are there just to drive the plot forward. You don't really give them too much depth in it. But this is where I'm glad when they made a TV series, they decided, the people behind the scenes decided to do just that. Making some compelling human characters that we could get behind here. And yeah, I've already seen out there, some people are not really liking it because there's not really much Titans in it. But come on, guys, when it comes to the movies, that's where they will really be the stars of this one. And this is a small part of the universe in the TV series where it's loosely based off things that it needs to focus on the human plot lines, with the monsters being secondary. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to see monsters in this. I do want to see monsters in this. But I went in there expecting it to have a human plot to be strong as it could, and that's exactly what I got. Now, having said all that, though, let me just say, wow, I love the direction these guys went in and decided to do a flashback and forward to the past and the present, and how it revolves around pretty much a family line that is similar into the Toho Godzilla franchise, and the fact of the Yamane family, they always had a core role in the lore of the Godzilla franchise in Toho. And this one, we have William Randall. If you guys remember him, he was from Kong Skull Island, and we see him in the opening scene here as he's sending a message to supposedly his son, but also supposedly to an old friend of his, who I will get into here soon. And it turns out that the present day characters are actually the grandchildren of William Randa, and that's it. And yeah, so basically the Randa family is the focal point in this Monsterverse, whereas the Yamane family were kind of the focal points for the Godzilla franchise. And to see it done like that, I was like, I like that. I like how they do that. And I also like how they give us some Easter egg callbacks, not just to Toho Godzilla, but to some of the past previous movies in the Godzilla franchise and in the Monsterverse movies. Because in the present day, a year has passed since Godzilla 2014 and the attack on San Francisco. And yeah, things have changed a lot since then. But we'll get all into that here later. But I want to first go into my favorite part of the first 2 episodes, and that was when they delved into the past and in the trio of characters who were in that past. Now, as I said before, in the opening of it, we had William Randall, who was on Skull Island, being chased by, first off, a mother longleg who was trying to catch him, but ended up running into one of those crabs, similar to the ones in the Netflix's Kong show. And yeah, Randall was able to escape, but he had to toss some valuable information inside a bag over to sea that wasn't found until 2013, pretty much 40 years later. That's a long time. That's all I gotta say. And like I said, he sent a message out, which is supposedly to his son, that being Hiroshi, but I also think it was also meant to also loosely be a message to a friend of his by the name of Lee Shaw, because Lee Shaw, he is the military escort for William Randa and his wife, Keiko, who make up the trio in the past. You see, in the past, these 3 were a team, and they were on the hunt for Titans. And yeah, if you guys have already seen it, you notice that there was a love triangle there and stuff, but between them. But it ended up, William and Keiko are the ones that ended up getting together, much to the chagrin of Shaw in a way. But he still stayed with them, which is all good. That's good to know. But unfortunately, in episode 1, as we saw, as they were doing their usual look on more Titan hunts and stuff, did they come across a nest. And that nest just pretty much reminded me of the Muto's nest back in Godzilla 2014 right there. And I was like, oh no, this ain't gonna end well. And by golly, it did not end well. Because yeah, Keiko wanted to get a sample of these eggs, which held endoswarmers. And unfortunately, as the ground was breaking down and those eggs hatched, and yeah, here they come chasing after Keiko and Shaw. Shaw being able to escape due to his military training, but unfortunately, Keiko didn't make it, and unfortunately was brought to her death and was brought down to her death by those endoswarmers. When I saw that, all I could say is, dang, that sting, and that sting bad, because I saw that and I was just like, oh man, and I was really liking her too, because trust me, the chemistry between these three is just phenomenal. I just love the scenes with them together, and I also liked in how the people behind the scenes decided to go and give us a flashback to 1959 when they were on that scene, and then in episode 2 they flash us back even forward to how the origin of that friendship came to be. And let me just say how Shaw first met Miss Keiko, and I was just laughing my ass off when they introduced each other. Pardon my language, by the way, but all I can say is, so, Shaw, he knew he was meeting a doctor, but he was thinking it was supposed to be a man. And then when he found out Keiko was the one he's supposed to be meeting and figuring it all out, it just led him to that such a funny, awkward moment. I could not just help but continue to laugh and be like, Shaw, you idiot. And yeah, I know. You guys are probably saying, dude, it's 1959. Of course it's supposed to be like that. And yes, I am much aware of that. I'm not laughing at the fact that he was thinking there was supposed to be a guy and not a woman. I understand that fully. I knew that. I'm laughing at the fact on how those actors, when they were doing that, they just killed it with how they were being, especially Shaw, with how he was being like, oh, so it's a girl. Okay, I'm sorry. That's why I was laughing at that. It was just too funny. But all's the same though. Eventually, when they were out there in the Philippines, it's there where they met William Randa, and he revealed to them that he was pretty much looking for the same thing they were. Shaw at first though was like, screw this, I'm out of here, because he just sounded like this all just sounded too strange to him. And hey, he's a military guy. These guys are scientists, so it's understandable why he would be like that. I mean, it was understandable even before then when it came to an episode 1 when he was being cautious, and yet they weren't listening to him and stuff. Now, I'm not saying that it's because of William or Shaw that Keiko died. I'm just saying that he was the cautious one, trying to make sure things didn't go south. But unfortunately, sometimes they will, whether you're cautious or not. But all's the same, though, when Keiko and William went out on their own, they discovered the USS Lawton. And if you guys have seen Kong Skull Island, you'll remember when Randa told Colonel Packard about that. So yes, he is revisited by the ship that he lost. And man, when he went in there, and when I saw that scene of all those men who were frozen and yet dead there, that just reminded me of the return of Godzilla when that guy went on that fishing boat and found all those dead bodies. I was like, that's deja vu right there for me. And yeah, eventually though, they almost met their ends when they saw a Bat Titan. And let me just say, when I saw that Bat Titan, I was like, whoa, that bat, man, that looks insane, but I love it. And yeah, it's supposed to actually be a dragon, mind you. Either way, bat or dragon, all I just know is that thing looked insane and stuff. And don't worry, they were able to make it out thanks to Shaw coming back due to him seeing something that made him be more convinced and go back and get him. And luckily it did, because that's no doubt where the friendship really started to form between that trio right there. And that was how it was through episode 1 and 2 in the flashback. And yeah, I can just tell you guys, I look forward to seeing more of this trio's chemistry as it goes on. But now let's go into the present timeline where Whereas you guys remember when I mentioned how Randall was sending a message to supposedly his son Hiroshi? Well, this in the present, it is focused on mainly his daughter finding out something that, let's just say she didn't like finding out. But first, Kate Randa, yeah, she's on a plane, and when she's on that plane, we're already given a clue in the fact on how she felt when it came to that San Francisco attack, as she was a survivor of the Golden Gate Bridge attack. And we saw the first hint of her post-traumatic disorder as she was being mentioned of that, and you could already see the expression on her face of anxiety and stuff. And man, all I can say is, whoa, that's. I can't say I blame her because you don't see something like that every day, and you're lucky to survive. But even more so, unfortunately, while she saved some kids, she wasn't able to save another load of kids who were on that bus. That would send me in a downward spiral too, and put me in PTSD. I'm pretty sure it might. I wouldn't know, but I'm pretty sure it might. Either way, though, when she goes to Japan, she's there to settle affairs of her father. But what she didn't know until she got there is that her father had another family. In other words, Hiroshi had an American family and a Japanese family. And yeah, when Kate found that out, oh, did this not sit well with her? She discovered, yeah, that her father was married to a Japanese woman, and she has a half-brother by the name of Kentaro. And let me just say that Kentaro and the mother, Emma, I like their chemistry together, because in episode 2, when Kentaro was just angry and frustrated after learning of such revelations, just as Kate herself is angry and frustrated after learning of such revelations, they're both pissed, and yeah, they take it out in their own different ways. But I love how Emma is trying to be understanding of this, as she believes in what Kate is saying, and instead of being completely mad, she is being supportive and understanding of both of them, as she shows it during when Kate tries to leave after discovering all this, but then an evacuation order is held for Godzilla. Now, that was most likely a drill, but that was enough to really get Kate into her PTSD in a crazy way. But Emma, there to comfort her through it all. So let me just say, I love this Emma woman. She's a very understanding woman and is very caring. I like that woman a lot. I might go as far and say she might be my favorite. But hey, that's just me. Even still, though, Kentaro, at first, disbelief on everything, even in Kate being his sister, and he's just like, no, you can't be. And even still, though, he kind of also tries to defend his father, well, their father, as he takes Kate over to an office, and it is there that they find the documents, the very same documents that were thrown into the ocean at the beginning. And this is where they go to Kentaro's ex-girlfriend, a girl by the name of May, who is a hacker, and as they hack into it, they find out the files and learn of Monarch. This is where Kate Randa starts to remember about Monarch, and this is pretty much where it's going to lead into the fact they're about to do their discovery on Monarch. But what they did know is that when they did that, unfortunately, it caught the attention of Monarch, who went to look for both of them, separately, mind you, but let's just say their approach to it wasn't good. It makes them look like they're being the villains here. And Kate and Kentaro are just like, I gotta get out of here. And this is what pretty much leads this to having the presence of the present trio of Kate, of Kentaro and May working together to run from Monarch. And the way they run is by trying to find Lisha. I was about to go backwards on that one. I'm sorry, guys. I was about to say Sha Li, but no, it's Lisha. My bad on there. And let me just say, first off, I love how the father and son of the actors are playing that character, because you look at those two, and yeah, their face looks very much the same, that they fit the role perfectly of being Lee Shaw in the past, younger Lee Shaw, to the present Lee Shaw, with Kurt and Wyatt Russell playing as them. And I'm just like, man, I don't know how they were able to do it, but man, what a great casting right there. That's all I gotta say on that end. But all's the same, they come to him to what seems to be a pleasant retirement home, but it's actually a Monarch prison to keep Kurt I mean, not Kurt, I'm saying Kurt when I meant to say Shaw, to keep Shaw there. But when he hears about that they are the grandchildren of Hiroshi, who Hiroshi sees Kurt as a surrogate father and is like an uncle to him, which is no surprise there because since both of his parents were dead, I wouldn't surprise me that they would entrust the safety of him to their friend Shaw for that matter. And well, let's just say that when he finds out what they're in, he's like, I'm willing to help y'all, but you guys better make up your mind. You better make up your mind quick. And unfortunately that's where it all ended right there. But all's the same, guys. What a way to go. It just had me all going crazy and in different directions and being like, man, the pace on this things and the whole flashback and forward, it just fits there. And yeah, the present day human characters, I have an attachment to them as well. Can't say as much as I have with the past trio characters, but they look interesting. It's just that the drama right there that they have with each other kind of convolutes things to where it can't be too, it's not too much into me right there, because as much as I'm okay with drama, but I got my extension with them, and there seems to be a lot of drama right there that I'm just like, hope you guys figure it out so you can move on, because I think it's better y'all need to move on and figure things out, especially with Monarch chasing you. Now mind you, I'm pretty sure the Monarch people who are chasing them aren't bad, but their approach makes them look bad. But either way, guys, I love what we got here. What a way to get us started, and I can't wait to see more of the dynamics on each side of these characters, of these different trios, as we move forward with Monarch Legacy of Monsters. But until then, everybody, if you enjoy my videos, all you gotta do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos, and until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye!